What is IRS Innocent Spouse Relief? We all know that our tax system allows married couples to file their income taxes together. But what happens when one of the couple starts to have tax problems? Is the other person stuck with his or her spouse's tax bills? That's not fair. Is there any protection against IRS when they unfairly try to collect this tax? This happens more often than you may think. You see, sometimes couples get into weird tax situations. Here is an example. There's the business owner. Let's say the husband owns the business. He knows that he has to keep up with his own profits, but he never really enjoyed that part of the business. His wife reminded him again and again to pull together his income and expense records so that they could file their tax return. And his records were messy. They made no sense to her. He should have hired an accountant like she told him to. Eventually, though, he pulled everything together. Unfortunately, after the couple filed their returns together, the IRS took a closer look at his business income and expenses. Because of this IRS audit, he now owes more tax. A lot more. And you know what? The wife owes that tax too. Clearly, she is not happy about that. Here is another example. Sometimes couples break up. Think about this one. She works a job and gets paid every week. He sells real estate sometimes. Sometimes the wife doesn't actually know what her husband is doing, but she has some ideas. Still, like always, they file their tax returns together. They owe tax every year, basically because no taxes were ever withheld from his income. He promised that he would pay the taxes whenever he sold another house. He continued to sell houses, but never paid the taxes. He did purchase a flashy new car though, a convertible. This one woman just loved his new convertible. Later, they separated. She was forced to start over financially. She could not afford to pay his taxes that he promised to pay. Plus, she will never pay his bills again. Never! Both women in these examples could be considered innocent spouses. In actual cases, the innocent spouse can also be the husband. So what can these innocent spouses do to protect themselves? Let's talk about the IRS Innocent Spouse Protection, also called Innocent Spouse Relief. By requesting Innocent Spouse Relief, you can be relieved of the responsibility for paying tax, interest, and penalties if, on your joint tax return, your spouse or former spouse improperly reported something that later resulted in more tax. Here's how to get Innocent Spouse Relief. File IRS Form 8857 to ask the IRS for the types of relief discussed here. The IRS will review your Form 8857 and let you know if you qualify. This sounds simple enough, right? But be careful, there are lots of pitfalls to watch out for. There are timing rules on when you can file and for which years relief could apply. Also, there are numerous conditions that could disqualify you from relief eligibility. And remember, you really only get one opportunity to apply for protection. If you think you may be an innocent spouse, then take some action, but get help. An application must spell out why the person qualifies for relief. And here is where so many people get the IRS determination of not eligible for relief. And basically, that means that the innocent spouse still has to pay that tax debt. Let's avoid that result. So get help. For best results, find a tax attorney that handles these problems and follow the advice you're given. A knowledgeable tax defense attorney will avoid the pitfalls and make the IRS see that your situation actually does qualify for relief. Anyone facing these problems has it hard enough. Don't complicate life more by missing out on the protection you need and the relief you deserve. Contact us today on 888-227-6866 nationwide, 312-212-1000 Chicago. Tax Law Offices.